everybody. Welcome to the Hoot Hobbs Show. I'm your host, Hoot Hobbs, and with me, as always, is Mr. BT, Brandon Torres.
Hey, hey.
The good Lord did not come back, but I did cut all my hair off, and I feel fantastic.
Looking fresh, man. Looking fresh.
Man. Yeah, I went and saw our homies at the black market.
I saw the pictures.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah,
that was a nice touch.
Yeah, Zachy couldn't. He said he can't cut it all off at one go because that's just depressing. So we did it in stages where I went to a mullet, which you saw the picture. I posted online.
Yeah.
And let's see. And then, of course, he gave me a Karen haircut. I want to talk to the manager haircut where it's like long in the front, but like stupid short in the back. But he did leave a nasty rat tail for that too. So eventually
it was pretty gnarly. Did he go all the way down to mohawk and then finally off?
Yeah, pretty close. But he was like, okay, so what am I actually doing with it? And I was like, you don't know? I was like, oh, man.
You're like, oh, hell.
Yeah, so
I put you in charge of this, man.
Yeah, so you're the barber, bro. But anyway, I'm looking fresh, looking clean. He did a good job. Those guys over there always do.
Shout out to the Black Market Barbers.
Oh, yeah, man. And I don't even know the address. It's in Van Buren. It's on Fayetteville Road. Look it up. Google it.
They have a Facebook page. It's a great follow. Just if you want to follow it for the memes alone. I personally enjoy everything that they post every day.
The wonky Photoshop. It's fantastic.
And then when they added D, it just took it to another level. I mean, we still have a 3-on-3 game coming up, don't we? Like you, C. Wayne versus the Barbers and D.
I don't know. I don't know if Derek's going to be on board. I invited him to come back. I invited the guys to come back on the show, and we'll have them on soon. But I invited Derek too, and he was like, "No, I'm good."
I see.
He's like, "I don't really talk much."
I see.
I was like, well, fine. You don't want to be on a podcast if you don't talk much.
He definitely don't. No. I get it, man. I get it. I was that guy for years.
All right, man. So kind of getting into some stuff, man. Marion the Barbarian, okay? Marion Barber III, former Dallas Cowboy, Buffalo Bill, Brown, played for Cleveland Brown?
I believe so. Heck, I don't even remember. Seahawks? He played all over the place.
Marion Barber had a journeyman career in the NFL.
He had an impactful career, though, because you could always count on him.
That's right. His numbers compared to his yardage did not do... those numbers didn't do him any justice. And so I want to take a second, and before I get into this next part about the stat line, I just want to say, condolences to the family of Marion Barber. Being a Cowboys fan.
Have they given any more details other than the initial release of his passing?
Yeah, he's passed away at the age of 38. That's all I know right now. Okay. And I've looked at the updates on the article. Nothing has been released yet that I've seen.
There's nothing that the authorities have released either, so that may still be under investigation or whatever.
Right. By the time you guys are the ones who don't watch the show all week, you know what I'm saying? You just wait for it to be released on Spotify and stuff. You'll know more about this than I do right now, so that's kind of fun. You'll be like, why doesn't he know? Because I recorded it a week ago. Anyway.
But condolences still. Heartfelt condolences. I know Marion Barber III meant a lot to me as a
man.
Dallas Cowboys number 24.
Yeah, man.
The dreads.
Yes. One of the OGs with the dreads coming out the bottom of the helmet. But I'm going to talk about ABC News tweet about it for a second, because that was some classless... Just like it really seemed like you took a swing on a deceased man, and I think that was classless on their part, especially from a company who routinely points their finger and tells all of us how terrible we are because we don't do exactly what they think we should do, and then they turn around and do this to Marion Barber. The article itself, it didn't say anything like slanderous against him, but it was in poor taste, right?
Very
Marion
poor taste.
Barber, although never having a 1,000-yard season, had plenty of touchdowns. Shut up. Never had a 1,000-yard season. Okay, listen.
Why would you put a negative in a compliment? And also, why does that statistic at all need to be included?
Yeah. How about former NFL great Marion Barber passed away at the age of 38?
Former Dallas Cowboys and Buffalo Bills, I think, is the way that they lead with it, because that's what he's most remembered by.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. I feel like it's, this guy passed away, and although he did great things, we do want to highlight one thing that shined as a negative. So screw ABC News for that, and for a lot of other things, in my opinion, because you got to remember, I'm I'm a gun-toting conservative, so,
Okay,
all
so
the immediate things are evil.
apparently, as of right now, still no updates. Even the family doesn't know. They just found him in Frisco.
Yeah.
Police found him, and that right now nobody's releasing anything.
Yeah, that's the last thing I've read.
It does say that the family won't allow his brain to be used for CTE because there were requests for that.
I'm so sorry. I'm naive. CTE?
Chronic traumatic encephalopathy. I'm not sure, but it's a progressive brain condition that is thought to have caused by repeated blows to the head, repeated episodes of concussion.
Okay,
Because he had so many concussions throughout his career.
Sure.
They want to study his brain to see if they can do.
I'm with his
research
family. And I understand the importance of research. I really do, but I'm with his family. No, you can't have the man's brain. Oh my gosh, no, absolutely
not
not.
unless it was his request.
Sure, if his request was, hey, I want my body to be donated to science. I want,
See, that's a tough one for me too, because I think my brain would be a fascinating study for that.
I don't know. You know me, man. I'm always a struggle of like, that's nonsense. But then it's like, but I mean, I don't disagree with it. It's just, it's nonsensical that you have to say it.
Yeah.
So there's God, in California where all things that are logical happen, they're doing a big time ban on vaping, like Juul pods or
any type of flavored nicotine that's not menthol.
Right, yeah, because menthol is healthier than an apple.
That was my same point was, why just the menthol? Why is menthol allowed?
It's like, hey, I told you no smoking in the house, and I told you it's menthol, so it's healthier
because
than
they
an
allow
apple.
menthol cigarettes. I don't know.
Yeah.
They allow flavored cigarettes technically. It's just nobody wants it because it tastes like booty.
Yeah. So okay, so they're banning all the flavored vape things.
Yes.
Okay, and please.
And we've been battling this for a while, right? Because you can get Juuls, you can't get Juuls. You can go to this store, you can't. I'm an adult. I want them, you can't get them. Okay, I go somewhere, you can get it here. Okay, why here, not there? It's legal. I'm confused, but here's my ID, here's my money.
Yeah,
here's
shut
my
up and take my money. Yeah, I'm out of here.
But I'm an adult. I understand the issue, though, right?
Sure,
I understand.
But exactly, that's my whole thing. Is like, I don't vape. Whatever. I gave up smoking like almost 10 years ago. I gave up dipping snuff like 5 months ago. But so I get it. I think it ban it. Fine. I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
Whatever.
And I think that a nicotine-free life is probably a healthier life, right? But like the big thing is they're like, because we have to stop marketing it to children. That's their big ploy, right?
Because they're showing up in the hands of the youth, the kids get them. The thing is, I don't know, the cigarettes got it in my hands, and
that's my point. It's like, okay, look, the only way you can do it is to ban it across the board. If you don't want kids doing it, you have to ban it across the board. You have to take it off the market, which good luck, right? Tobacco companies that
make so much money,
billions
of dollars contribute so much money.
There's no tobacco in a Juul pod. I'm like, okay, and you think for 1 second that tobacco companies aren't in on that? It's healthier than a cigarette. Come on. It's like, is it? It's not. If you look it up, it's not. It's not at all. But, hey, you're at least tobacco.
I'm a non-smoker too. I don't smoke. I mean, I don't mind a puff on a flavored nicotine bar, but at the same time, I'm not going to die on this hill.
Yeah, exactly. But here's my thing. Once again, it's all about...
The ban itself, I think, is...
I think it's a little bit ridiculous because, and look, I'm actually going to take this into a bigger issue, a little bit darker issue, especially with the events that have happened of late, right? Okay. It's like, you're looking at a bigger issue on a smaller scale with the like a banning of vape stuff, right? And I know that you're a Second Amendment guy like me, right? So banning guns. Well, on paper, yep. That would, making it's illegal. Okay, fine. Well, meth and heroin are illegal. And
they still exist.
Yeah, and they still exist. And you're not going to stop bad people from being bad people. And you're not going to stop a douchebag who buys tobacco or nicotine products for kids. You're not going to stop him.
No, you got to still catch that guy. The good guy still got to catch the bad guy at the end of the day.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, once again, I don't care about nicotine products, at least not anymore. I don't care about that. Take them off the shelf. I don't care. But like, you take that off, it's just going to be something else.
It's true. And if you want to make it harder for people to get them, fine. As long as I know the rules to get them, if I want to participate in getting them, I will work to get them.
Yeah. Hey, and you can apply that same logic
to anything.
To the larger issue, like with guns and whatnot. Make it more difficult to get a gun. Look, I am a pro-Second Amendment. I am a military veteran. I used to be a police officer. I used to make my living with a firearm.
Absolutely.
Okay? Make it harder to get get them. I'm on board. Let's do it. Let's make it. Make a waiting period.
You need to have
pass
a clue what you're doing before you go.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Absolutely. You got to pass some kind of class, something. You know what I'm saying? I just find it like, it's just so weird to me that it's like, hey, 18 years old, you can sign up for the military. And I know this has always been the redneck mantra when it comes down to Marlboros, right? You know, especially, you know, since they moved the age up. It's like, you can go fight for your country.
I didn't even know that.
Well, that's because we were both 30 by the time that happened.
Yeah, it was like, I didn't even know that happened. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah. What? So you got to be 21 to buy cigarettes, but you got to be 18 to die for your country.
I'd have been so pissed.
Oh, yeah. I'd have been like, hold on a second. You mean, because I was in the military.
I know you were.
I know. It'd be like, hold on a second. It's okay for me to go and do like all that, but I can't have a smoke or a beer. And they're like, that's true. Yeah.
And
welcome to America.
And I was the guy in the America being the piece of shit out of school. So I get the other side as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, bro. It just, once again, do I think a vape ban or a nicotine ban or a tobacco or anything harmful ban is a bad thing? Nope, I sure don't. Do what you got to do. But come on with this, like this virtue signaling nonsense that we do constantly.
On everything?
Yes. Well, I mean, it's just like with the environment, right? You got to buy EVs now. And that's why gas prices are so high. At least a conspiracy theorist would say gas prices are so high because they're trying to push the electric car on you. And I'm like, first off, I think electric cars are dope.
Yeah, like, right. Some of them are awesome.
Yeah, if I could afford one, bet I would be whipping a Tesla right now.
Some of them are beautiful in the way that they move and that acceleration and the
fact that Elon Musk put a snake jazz feature in the Model S. Yeah, well, because there was a safety feature that said it's too quiet. You have to make it make a sound. So he made it to where whenever you stopped but weren't in park, it would play snake jazz from Rick and Morty. And I was like, Elon, like me and you might be kindred spirits, man. I'm liking this.
I forgot he did that. You're right. That's a legitimate thing. I forgot about that.
So,
but also, I think, just the electric cars are just really, really fun. I like that.
I think that they're really cool. But look, my big thing is this with the way I make my living now.
God, if they could electrify that.
Yeah, bro. I mean, if you could get me a 1-ton pickup
with
an electric motor.
If you have to charge that MF every day, still.
Yeah, bro. I'm doing it because right now I'm paying $5.30 a gallon for diesel, and I am just trying to die on the inside. And people are
I can't imagine because I'm just paying what I'm paying for unleaded, and
it's already
hugging that
thing
around.
It's crazy right now. Like I have got to figure something out
because with the weight, I come from an history and transportation, so I know the cost of fuel economy and things for diesel. Yeah. And it's like, oh my gosh, you have to pay that to carry that, and the fact that you're weighted down with all that metal, you have to go a little bit extra. You got to give it more gas.
It's just that little extra.
Yeah, not only is it burning, you can't have the air conditioner on. The car won't go. Truck won't move.
I promise you, if that air conditioner's not on, the truck ain't moving anyway. At least not now. I mean, there's no way. But look, I just think that, like, if you look at even that, you know what I'm saying? We politicize and we virtue signal so much. You're only a good person if you have a hybrid or an EV. I'm like, well, I try to be a good person. I've got this terrible for the environment thing. Like, well, you're the one who's ruining the environment. I'm like, have you looked at the continent of Asia at all? Like, because that's what's ruining the environment.
It's like, can we talk about the fact that there are companies that can literally pay money to pollute more? All they have to do is pay for the privilege to pollute more.
Yeah, and that's only here.
What logic is that?
Yeah, and that's only here, okay? Say in China or in India,
they don't care.
There is no EPA, so they're like,
regulation.
Are you dumping sludge into the drinking water? And they're like, yeah. They're like, oh, okay, cool. We just want to make sure that's what's going on. All right, carry on. Nothing to see. Don't boil the water.
And poor Japan's up there, like in their little germaphobe, like, don't touch me.
Yeah, just Lysol everywhere.
Yeah. So, gosh, what a world, right? What a world.
Speaking of what a world and like some serious issues that that we just ignore for ridiculousness. Johnny Depp versus Amber Turd versus the world has been the past, 5 weeks?
Gosh, it's been over a month. It's been over a month of our lives, been over a month of their lives.
Yeah.
It's been almost a week since the verdict.
Yeah, and that's crazy. That's crazy. So, excuse me. So, the coolest thing in the world happened. They both lost. Right. And I was so happy about that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're both terrible human beings.
That was so funny, though, especially how the verdict was read and how it came out. How they started it with Johnny Depp was found liable for defamation. And it was like, what? And then it was like, Amber Heard has been found liable for defamation.
We'll take it. Woo! You know, it's just so stupid, though, man, because, like, all this was, in my opinion, this whole court case was like, okay, we got to put on the circus so that Johnny can have his life back.
Pretty much.
And it worked.
And, you know, it doesn't seem like anything is coming more of this criminally as far as anything we have as evidence.
Not. Yeah.
So that's kind of where it went. It was all for entertainment, which is sickening.
It really is. Especially because, like, in the meantime, there's been a lot of crazy stuff happening, you know. Did you know the island of Taiwan is being surrounded by the Chinese military?
I think there's a headline about that, but they didn't really go into it.
Because honestly,
Johnny won the court case.
Johnny won his court case. But I will say, Amber Heard, she needs to work on her acting. It's bad. Anyway,
yeah,
it was pretty rough. Don't get me wrong. I'm just as guilty as anyone else. I have enjoyed this court case.
Entertaining.
The memes alone, man.
Johnny going out and before the verdict was even read, playing guitar with Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
Like playing lead guitar in Alice Cooper's band in a nightclub, just rocking out, shredding, no shirt on, tats just showing.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, not a care in the world.
Yeah, not a care in the world. That's Johnny Depp for you.
Yeah.
Didn't learn a damn thing.
No. Well, they're both cartoon characters, man. I mean, that's the truth. Amber Heard and Johnny Depp are cartoon characters. And Johnny Depp, I would say more so than Amber Heard because, like, at least Johnny's entertaining. Amber Heard is like a polititune, you know, from the newspaper, but it's one that you don't get.
I wonder what it's going to take for her to get a comeback story, you know? I wonder what it's going to take, but you know America.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
We love us a trash comeback story.
We love tearing you down.
But Maury Povich, man, he's done. He's not doing a show anymore, so we're going to have to reach out to Wilco's.
It'll have to be like one of those singing shows. Can she sing? Maybe I don't know.
Well, the Masked Singer, you know, because you'll have to.
Right there. It is.
To cover her face.
Singer. Oh God,
there it is, man.
They make you build it up and make you think that it's Bill Clinton and then it's Amber Heard. It's like, how did that? What?
And I just want to go in. I just do want to go on record. And I want to remind folks of some of the things that you've missed because you've been so mesmerized by Johnny versus Amber versus the world. And by versus the world, I mean we have some pretty impressive proof that there's such thing as a UFO.
Yeah.
We have
confirmable evidence from the people in our human culture that are capable of, you know, exploring that part of the universe. Yeah, they confirmed that UFOs exist.
Yep. We're not sure what they are. That's why they're still, I think they call them UAPs now, unidentified aerial phenomena.
Yeah, something like that. And the thing about it is like we have so many satellites up orbiting the Earth, we can basically monitor our own planet from space.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still don't know what these things are. They come and they go. They do what they want.
Yeah, and you know what? Here's my thing. As long as they're not hurting anything, let's not get crazy.
Let's not poke the beast.
I'm not trying to. We've got the island where all of the most advanced tech in the world is coming out of, being surrounded by probably our biggest, at least economical enemy in the world. So, you know, there's a lot of really serious stuff happening. There's school shootings. There's hospitals being shot up. There's evil running amok, and we still hate the police. So, I feel like we're going to have to choose a side at some point. Do we side with people who are gunning up kids and hospitals, or do we side with the police? And maybe it's because I was one. You know me. I'm going to have to narc up and jump on with the badges because, like, if you gun up a bunch of kids, man, then I ain't got no use for you. You know,
that's true. That's absolutely true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Leave the potheads alone, but go after these monsters that are gunning up kids. I mean, that's some terrible stuff. So let's talk about Sue. Okay, Sue's the XFL. Sue is not her name. Sue Bird is her name. And
legendary NBA basketball player, Sue Bird?
Yes.
She's one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, when it comes down to playing the sport, she's very well known. She has a company called Together. I believe it's supposed to be Together, but it's all inclusive, so they removed her from the end of Together and replaced it with an X, which you guys know me well enough to know I think is absolute nonsense. But that's neither here nor there.
It's also trying to create an aesthetic, though. So
Sure.
Brand it, create a design around it,
exactly,
and market it as her own intellectual property.
Exactly, and as a marketing move, it's a great job, whatever. So here's what I have to admit is that Together, sir, I have no idea what that is. I just know that Sue Bird owns it. Is it just a brand? Is it
I really don't know either.
Is it an organization? Okay.
I know what the XFL is, though.
Right. And so, thank you for getting me off of Together, sir. So, we're getting canceled, bro. It's over.
Oh, it's over. It's over. We had a good run.
Sue Bird and her company.
Our podcast was the best.
I will. Anyway, I can't do that because we're on YouTube. So Sarah McLachlan can't sue us, can she? She did put it on the puppy commercials. Anyway, so Sue Bird's organization, company, brand Together is suing Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's XFL. Why, Brandon?
Because the XFL straight up ripped them off.
So they used an X in their logo, correct?
Yeah.
But it's the XFL. Wouldn't you expect to see an X in their logo?
I absolutely would. I wouldn't expect to see one in the word Together.
Right.
But.
Well, isn't that? But they didn't do that, did they? I thought it was just Sue Bird's thing that had the Together on it.
Yeah, theirs did. No,
did the XFL do that?
The XFL didn't do
that.
No, it's just their logos happen to look the same. So it looks like an X, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I've seen the two X's side by side. They are similar, but different. But it's a letter.
Personally, I like the old XFL logo better.
For real, man.
I don't see a problem with it. I didn't even mind the rebrand that Vince McMahon did. That one was fine by me.
Yeah.
But this thing that The Rock's got going on, it looks like some Together company that I've seen. I don't know.
I mean, it really... Okay, for the record... It looks exactly the same.
It's the same.
It's the same
thing.
logo. But the difference is on Sue Bird's, one like half and half. One side of the X is black, the other is white.
Yes.
Where on the XFL, it's all one unified color, right?
And the company doesn't. You don't see Together in the logo. You just see the X.
Yeah.
That's the point of the logo for Sue's brand.
Yeah.
Well, the XFL, the X is part of their branding. Also, we were led to believe the X stood for extreme, like the X. But really, X doesn't stand for anything.
It's just X.
It's just X.
Because we thought it sounded cooler than NFL. We didn't want to go in order because then we'd have been the OFL.
Well, its origins start with Trash TV and Vince McMahon trying to be salacious. And we're extreme.
Yeah, we're so extreme.
Brought to you by Surge.
Like every wrestler's name was Kyle. That's how extreme it was.
Our announcer is... Jesse the Body Ventura.
And now Kyle body slams Kyle.
It's like, why wouldn't we bring a guy in here who knows something about football? Because we got Jesse the Body Ventura.
Very nice. Yeah. So now you have The Rock, who's like, this is football. But it's more than football. And I'm like, stop trying to make everything deeper. This is guys who are either done in the NFL or didn't make it to the NFL that are playing professional football. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, we'll share what we're referring to on our Facebook page so that you can see the two logos side by side and see how it does appear that the XFL.
Can we share the video of The Rock narrating his commercial, his promo commercial though?
We can.
Oh my God, because that is the cringiest thing. The Rock being dramatic. I'm like, just go get in the jungle like you are in all your movies.
We can make this a better world for both our football players and our coaching staff.
And I'm like, I don't care about your football players or your coaching staff, homeboy. I'm not going to lie to you.
We will have the finest Jamba Juice available to all.
That's right. And we will have.
It's tacky.
We're gonna have Natty Ice.
Sometimes
on tap
I wonder
at every
what
stadium.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson's end game is, because I thought for sure it was going to be run for a political office, but at this point, I just think it's make as much money as possible till I die.
Yeah, and he has no problem selling out,
right?
You know, because like I've seen him in interviews where he'll just like randomly plug one of his products. They're like, so how do you feel about this, and this with the upcoming movie? And he's like, oh, what I can say is I like drinking The Rock tequila. I don't know what it's called. I don't remember, but he has his own tequila line.
Yeah.
So it's like, I like drinking some tequila on The Rock. Yeah! All right, so I was about to do the Horatio thing, but anyway, you know, I don't know. The Rock's a sellout. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
You've said it numerous times.
Yeah.
Don't take it as an insult by any means.
Yeah, don't take it as an insult. I like your movies and stuff. I mean, you're always The Rock in the jungle or with
We've had
Dominic
multiple
Toretto.
requests, again, for the hoodie, for the Hoot Hobbs Show hoodie. So I think we're missing out on something.
Okay.
I think we need some Hoot Hobbs Show hoodies. I think we need some Hoot Hobbs Show T-shirts. And we need bro tanks.
I gotta have bro tanks, bro. I'm talking about multicolored bro tanks.
I would rock one to the
Suns
beach
out,
or the
guns out
pool this weekend.
Yeah, bro. Oh, okay, we'll get some swagger going because I'll sell out like The Rock. You should buy some.
People love the branding. Whenever I went to our local festival here in town, the Berry Fest last weekend.
Yeah,
2 people were like a shirt.
Yeah, man. You're like, what's up, bro? Do you listen to the show? And they're like, yeah, man. Those guys are great. You're like, I'm one of those guys, you jackass.
That kind of was how it went. It's like, what's that from? It's like, oh, I got a podcast. Oh, for real?
It's like, we don't market to the locals very well.
Yeah, we really don't. We need to do a better job of that.
Yeah, we probably should. So you got a chance to go to the local festival there at the Berry Festival.
Yes.
At last weekend. I didn't get a chance to go.
The community is great here.
The community is awesome, bro.
Great,
like,
man. They're so nice.
This town is fantastic. Like, it's got its quirks that I'm like, because it's small town America, right? But as a general whole, people are welcoming. People are very nice.
Yeah, I'm not even from here. Nobody even questioned it.
No, man, they're just happy to see you. I mean, and that's why I love this town so much.
They had laser tag going. It was a fun time.
Yeah, man. They
had food trucks out.
Oh, see, the food trucks, they found a little honey hole down here. Like there at one point, now it has slowed down because, you know, obviously 2020 and fuel and all that kind of stuff. It ruined a lot of stuff. But back before the epidemic, man, like 5 nights a week, you had 5 different food trucks parked in town, like one each night, and they would sell out.
See, that's what the wife and I have talked about in the past is, you know, retirement. Food truck. Travel around. Truck, you always find a place to just work your truck. You work in your truck, man.
And sell like just the nastiest food too. Be like, get these nachos. It's like,
it'd be good food.
Lunchables?
Food truck be fun though.
A food truck would be cool. I mean, it's a lot of work.
Venture. Yeah, it's absolutely a lot.
It's a lot of work because I mean it's still running a food establishment. Now you don't have near as much overhead.
No, you take it with you.
But it is still running a food establishment, which is tough because, you know, some days you might make a killing, some days you might strike out. You know, so that's pretty wild. But anyway, the reason I didn't get to go to the Berry Festival this year is I was in Dallas, Texas, seeing fellow podcaster and famous
rat enthusiast,
the rat himself. I got a chance to go see Theo Vaughn live at the Winspear Opera House in Dallas, and that was a lot of fun. I was going to talk about it last week, and then just like didn't.
Based on it,
yeah. So I was going to just say, if you ever get the chance, because I'd never been to a large scale live comedy show. I've been to local comedy shows like Adams and, you know, stuff like that. I've been to stuff like that, but I've never been to, like, you know, a big name comedy tour, right? So this is
in a good sized auditorium.
Yeah, and it was huge, man. Yeah, and it was beautiful. This Opera House in Dallas is beautiful. Super comfy, everything, man. But I don't know. It was awesome. Man, had three openers, and they all killed it. Man, I can't remember any of their names. Oh, my gosh. I'll look them up later.
Share it on the page.
Yeah, and share it on the page. But the openers did great. Theo came out and did his thing. Came out in a Mavs jersey because they were still in the playoffs at the time.
Yeah.
Looking good. He is sober now, so that was kind of the quote unquote real moment of the show is when he shared about being 37 days sober and all that.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. He's still got the hair. And I still had my long hair for that, but like I said, in fact, yesterday is when I cut all this off. But man, yeah, it was a great show, man.
Very funny.
Yeah, because I follow this guy and everything. So like, of course, there was a couple repeaters.
Of course,
because I mean that's the way comedy works. You're
going to hear a couple of the.
You're going to hear a couple repeaters, before. Yeah, but the ones I hadn't, they were everything I wanted them to be. They were outrageous. They were Theo, because it was just I don't care. It was almost. I almost make this comparison. Theo Vaughn is the unpolished Louisiana version of Ricky Gervais. Okay, just doesn't care. I don't care. I'm mad.
No filter. He'll do what he wants.
I'm mad at you. Cool story. Don't care. And he just went at him.
Do your thing.
And I don't know. It was a good show. I had a lot of fun. Theo's worth seeing. Theo is worth seeing. I'm excited. I'm hoping to get a chance to go see. Oh my goodness, Joe Coy at some point.
Joe Coy's funny too.
He is. He's almost irritatingly funny, but he is funny. So,
I love him because I've heard him on a number of podcasts, and he's conversationally funny.
Yeah, that's just it. Is he can be funny without trying to be funny.
Yeah,
and I think that's a big reason.
When you
Theo.
can riff on anything, is funny. Yeah, that's what Theo does every day.
Everything's just it's just straight off the temple. At least that's the way it comes off. You know what I mean? So I had a lot of fun doing that. One more thing I'm going to talk about before we wrap things up, though. Coming up at the end of July in Fort Smith, Arkansas, there is a big-time show. It wasn't always big-time, but it is becoming a very big-time show, and I'm very proud of that, just because I'm from the area, not because I have anything to do with it.
Chris Jericho and Fozzy?
Yeah, no. The Peacemaker Festival.
Yes.
It's usually a Southern rock country music festival that takes place in Fort Smith every year. I think this is
a lot
like
of fun.
The fourth
down
or
by
fifth.
The river.
Yeah, this is what the fourth or fifth year they've done it.
Probably fifth.
Yeah. So, but this year, one of the headliners is an artist that we've talked about on the show quite a bit, an independent artist that is coming into some notoriety finally. C. Wayne loved him, and he's the one who introduced me to him, country music star Zach Bryan.
Oh, cool.
So Zach Bryan is going to be, Zach Bryan will be one of the headliners this year, which is awesome.
That's a good get.
It is a good get because he is.
I don't like country music, but I know the name.
Yeah, man. His music is very country. It's very Zach Bryan, not very Luke Bryan. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I'm drinking my Bud Light with the label out. Pandering to like. All that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's just very. Let me tell you about my life, and it just so happens to be that I'm from the flatlands of Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like this is my life, and even though I'm sure it's a little embellished upon, makes it a little bit more struggle to it. It's still good. He's a good storyteller, musician, and I think it's pretty cool. So. I think I'm going to try to snag me some tickets.
Oh, hell yeah, man. That's awesome. Yeah. I know that the Peacemaker Fest is a lot of fun. I've attended it a few times. I haven't been the last 2 years, I don't think.
Yeah,
but before that, I was a regular attendee, and it's always a lot of fun, and I know that it's been getting bigger and better every year, just like the Steel Horse Rally does.
Sure.
So, hats off. That's a big get. That is a huge name, especially how much people around here are going to want to see that.
Oh, yeah, because, even though he is getting to a point where his name is recognizable, he's still small. He's just now on the come up.
He's on the come up.
So
that's where the hip hop game. You'd be talking to me. Yeah, he's on the come up.
Yeah, he's on the come up, man, and that's what he's doing.
Mixtape's fire. I got you.
But for real though, say the EP's lit, bro. And it's crazy whenever a hip hop fan can find a country music artist to actually I've listened to his whole discography.
Yeah, no, I get you.
And all of his music it's very similar to the likes of Tyler Childers, which I don't expect you to know who these folks are.
I do know the names because you guys, you and C. Wayne have talked about them multiple times. So I looked them up, and I do know the style of music.
Yeah.
And honestly, if it were a different time in my life where I was more into the singer, songwriter, soulful, bluesy style, heartfelt music.
Yeah.
But right now it's rhythm and blues and hip hop, brother.
Yeah, no doubt. And we all go through the phases, and you might circle back to wanting to hear something like Zach Bryan one day. But right now that ain't where you are. But his music kind of just hits a little different for me right now. You know, so,
I understand what you're saying. No, I love it. At the same time, though, I can get down with it for sure. I can love it. I just got to be in the mood for it.
Right? Yeah.
So I understand that for sure, and I'm gonna have to look him up because I want to hear more. But I know it is a big name for here, though. Like legitimately, that's a pretty like. Wow, hats off. He's got a record deal.
Yeah, that's it, man. Yeah. So
normally we kind of get local guys that don't even necessarily have record deals.
Right, yeah. You know, I mean, you might get
old band past their prime.
Yeah, like no disrespect meant, but like Cross Canadian Ragweed, something like that. You know, you're like,
what's the one where they're like really out there, like Rob Zombie style? They're metal. They kind of have done and performed here a few times.
The White Collar Sideshow?
Yes.
Yeah, the White Collar Sideshow.
Very entertaining, but also that time where that type of music was hot and popular is no longer relevant.
It's really not. Like the day, honestly, and look, I'm a rock and roll fan, but the days of rock and roll are over. I mean, they really are. Everything now,
at least the way that we grew up loving it.
Yeah, exactly. Like the days of all that, I think are done because like pretty much everything that's considered rock now sounds like Creed. So I mean, sorry, it just does. It's like the Swedish Chef. I know. What was it? You shared that video. It's like Hoot after watching the TikTok video.
It was Lizzo's song.
Yeah, it was a Lizzo song, and it was the Swedish Chef.
Yeah, just mumbling it.
Yeah, that's me though.
Like you don't ever understand the song or hear a word. You just watching TikTok. You hear the beat all day, so you just hum it.
Yep, that's it, man. That's it, man. And you're not wrong. I do that. I really do that. You know. Yeah. Anyway, hey, I tell you what, man. Thank you, everybody, for sticking with us for another episode of the Hoot Hobbs Show. Man, we've been doing this for a year now, so like, thanks for sticking with us. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm glad we're still doing it. I'm glad this wasn't something that fizzled out after a few months.
No, we weren't going to let it.
Yeah, so we're still tune in next week for our newest episode.
We're growing in popularity. Our numbers have kind of got to where they're going, and now they're going upwards again.
Yeah, which is
good.
Yeah, it's a step.
And we're working towards a web page, merchandise.
Yeah, true that, and we will get that up and going here before too long. Join us next week's episode, The Quest for More Money. I'm sorry. It was a ripoff of a Mel Brooks joke. If you don't know who Mel Brooks is, then you're too young to listen to my podcast.
True.
All right. Thanks, guys. Find us on the socials. Download us wherever you download podcasts. Man, we love y'all. We thank you. From BT and from myself, we bid you good night. Bam, ticka, bam, to get you down a while.